Good afternoon, Prynhound Croizo, welcome back to the channel. Well, here we are again. An Alliance War. Now, this is a video I've had requested where somebody has asked me to just talk about how you choose your targets and yes, to work from there, really. So, obviously, this team have gone with purple tanks. An interesting arrangement, I would argue. Now, personally, the first thing I would always say is to have a good look at who they have as a tank. Now, I don't know all of these heroes as well as I possibly should. Aeron is quite dangerous, but not as dangerous as Kunshan, this guy here. So I would generally avoid Kunshan as a tank if I have options. If I don't have my strongest team, he would be the one I would avoid straight away. The others, this guy's only got 4-star as a tank, so that mainly 4-star heroes, so that makes him a reasonably sort of good target. You can look at the points as well, just to see how many you can get. So 48 and 24 there. So, you know, that will be a lot less than this guy up the top, who was a much stronger team, 64 and 32. So you can take into account the points. You can look for targets that have been weakened, so Kanor XD has been weakened. You can look for heroes that have a particular weakness. I'm not seeing really any. This in this one, Aegir is one who has a weakness. He's very weak against debuffers, and that goes for quite a lot of the counter attackers that you run into. They're pretty bad at debuffing against a few debuffers. Most of these guys are pretty good, really. There's no sort of, the purple tanks are a good range, I find. Who's this one? Clarissa. I can't remember what Clarissa does. Deals 135 damage to the target and nearby enemies. Target and nearby enemies receive extra damage. Deals extra damage against Holy. Yeah, that's okay. Not amazing, I don't think. Yeah, so those are the sort of those are some of the key points, I would say. Then you want to look at whether there's sort of one colour that's particularly prevalent in their team. Now, most teams will only be like 2 of one colour, I guess. Xavier Draco up the top there, his weakest point is that he's got 2 purple heroes. Same with Cassio down here at the bottom, is he's got 2 purple heroes. Makes them pretty vulnerable against a sort of strong yellow team. So if I was going for them, I would go for at least 3 yellows, possibly 4. You can sort of really go to town sometimes in an Alliance War. I'm going to go for 4 yellows, and let's chuck in. I will chuck in 1 purple, because actually no, I won't chuck in a purple. No, I will chuck in a purple because I need to want to use my purple heroes as a range. So this is like the strongest player, but you can see that, you know, but hopefully by colour stacking against him particularly powerfully, it will make him a lot less dangerous. But like I say, Kunshan is a dangerous hero because of his rather annoying habit of weakening all your heroes quite dramatically, which doesn't do them much good. It knocks down their armour, makes them very vulnerable to the rest of the team. Mainly interested, obviously, at the moment in sort of getting the yellow tiles in play. There aren't very many, which is a shame. But what's her name over here at the end? Seshat is still going to be quite vulnerable to the yellow tiles. And they don't have a yellow hero, so my yellows are at least average against everyone. Downside is this is another hero that's very, very dangerous. Veela, very dangerous hero. Tend to watch out for some of these heroes who are particularly troublesome to fight. Another is, what's her name? Telluria, of course, as a tank. I generally recommend it, unless you have a really strong team, you avoid Telluria tanks. They're very dangerous. I don't think I'm going to win this, but at least go down with a fight. Oh, there we are. That improved a little bit. Yeah, Seshat is quite annoying. The skeleton thing is quite irritating with her as well, that she summons a minion. Although this is one of those tournaments where what do you call it? Alliance Wars, where everybody's getting skeletons every couple of turns, which is quite handy. At least it's not one-sided like a lot of these things are. What's his name's gone off? What is his name? Atomos. I'm having a real blank on names today. Atomos isn't a bad hero. He's got a lot going for him, but he's nowhere near as dangerous in an alliance war as he or as in raids as he is in the as a ender level boss in season 2, where he's got his powers, all his points pumped up. He's still a reasonably good hero, but he's not as dangerous as he was. So you can see there, as I mentioned earlier on, the sort of extra damage that the yellow tiles did by taking a couple of sets of yellow tiles. Sorry, I'm parked by the side of the road at the minute, so occasionally a vehicle will rumble past. I'm on my way. I've been travelling, so I'm on my way home. And realised I was running out of time to make the video. It's going to be a reasonably close one, this one. Still hanging on. I still think they will win because they got 2 heroes to my 1, and Vivica's slow mana is really quite annoying. But at the same time, it is quite good that she's a sort of solid healer. So she may hold it together. Who knows? We'll see. There we are. I was hoping that would kill that fella, but he's still hanging on there. Anzog. There's so many heroes now. I do struggle to remember all the names. Nuts. I keep thinking he's going to die, and he just about survives every attack, which is quite rude. He shouldn't be doing that. Oh man, come on, give me a break. Give me at least some yellow tiles where I can actually hit them. They're all sort of stacking up on those little skeleton things, which do help sort of act like... They're almost like a shield. They help keep them alive, the little skeleton things. And hopefully this will be the end of Anzog. There we go. There we are. Anzog is dead, and then it just becomes a battle of Vivica versus Atmos. Atmos is gonna do that. I think Atmos will win this, but I'm not sure. It is going to be one of those ones which is very close. Again, there's literally only 1 yellow tile on the board. Without getting tons of yellow tiles to hit Atmos, it's not going to be much help. And I can't debuff his special skill either, which is quite awkward. So this one's actually now turning into an epic sort of ongoing battle, which could last until the timer runs out, which wouldn't entirely surprise me. Wouldn't be the first time I've had a war go on until the timer runs out. Unless I can actually get some yellow tiles that are going to hit Atmos like that, I'm not going to be able to kill him. And what I really need is a really good sort of set of yellow tiles hitting him when he hasn't got his revive skill up. But the trouble is there we are. It's over. Not surprised that he won that. I thought I was headed that way. But there you go. You could see the damage that having, my extra yellows did against the two purple heroes that were in there. Now, there was another team I noticed, where was it? This team here, Mariachi, has got 2 red heroes, so I'd be inclined to take a few extra blues, but possibly for him. Cassio, as I sort of mentioned, he's got 2 extra yellows. So to sort of target teams with 2 heroes is quite a good idea. Means I can sort of boost my powers by taking an extra couple of yellows, and I will take... Who should I take this time? Let's go for old Kirill. He can come along. I normally in Alliance Wars try and go for 2 heroes, 2 healers, sorry, and 3 attackers. Hey, that'd be nice if you could take 4 attackers, wouldn't it? Let's have 6 heroes. You'd have a much better chance of winning. Plenty of yellow tiles to start with, but all in the wrong places. Not very helpful, but there we go. So here we go. The costume regard is very, very good, especially fully maxed. Although he is a 4-star, he is in many ways he does make it up to a sort of 5-star level once he's sort of fully boosted. I don't know can't remember what the Frankenstein woman does. What's your name? Francine. I can't remember what she does at all for the life of me. So I will find out probably as we go. Gravemaker's another one, very dangerous, does do a lot of damage with his fireballs. Francine cuts their hair, or his beard, I suppose it would be. Oh dear, this isn't going terribly well. This isn't really really showing people a good example of how to pick targets. There we go. At least the yellows went off there in the end. There are some sort of strong teams here. Yeah, I think that sort of covers a lot of the points as to who to look for. What else can I suggest? Let me just check around. Obviously, you've got teams with Mother North and Alberich. They're tricky. I'd recommend you take extra snipers for them. Make sure that they die quickly. Focus on them. Yeah, the rest of them I don't think... I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I would recommend. It's a lot of the time it's just thinking about which heroes you have that particularly match the talents of the enemies. Whether you take debuffers, healers, snipers, hit all heroes, just to sort of change your variety. And I would always sort of recommend sort of a bit of sort of fairly substantial colour stacking where you can. So for like Orm El Rojo, I would take a red team and go for a sort of substantially red attack to try and break them down. So let's just go for put Elena in the right place at the very least. So I might go for this. It's going to need lots of red tiles for it to work, but red tiles will do a ton of damage against 2 of their heroes, so that gives me a reasonable chance of sort of knocking everyone out. Let's hope that is the sort of start of things. Not quite, but there we go. It's good board, well, good fluid board anyway. Heimdall is the one hero there. Could be dangerous. Just getting me purple tiles out the way. Here we go. Red tiles lined up. I'm going to go for get rid of Heimdall. Boom, Heimdall's gone. I'm going to then target over here. Oh, they've all got their little skeletons on there. Oh, the little skeletons. So I will then target these guys. I will get Guardian Falcon to weaken them all. What's the name? Elena to give them all a good slap. And there we are. They're nearly all gone anyway. Just me versus Gravemaker. And hopefully with this, there we go. Bum, 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 bum. And in theory, if I'd hit Alberich with those red tiles, it probably would have wiped everyone out. Really quickly as well. So there we go. So yeah, those are, I think, the key points. Think about your colours, think about your heroes, think about the special skills. Look for teams that have got weaknesses, too many of one colour hero, or look for teams that are weakened already if your alliance are happy with that, and sort of finish off some weak teams. Look for easy points. Check the team score by clicking on the info, and it will tell you how many points you can earn for beating them. So look at the sort of good power to points ratio. Look for heroes who have an easy weakness, and normally that means ones that can be that are particularly vulnerable to debuffers in my experience. Also, you can also, if the enemy's got a lot of attackers and no debuffers, you can often then do quite well with counter attackers like Cyprian and Beryl and Elena. Anyway, I hope that all helps. Please do remember to like, share, comment and subscribe. If you can think of anything else, just add that into the comments as well. Thank you very much for watching, and it just remains for me to say, may death come swiftly to your enemies. Take care of yourselves. Farmer Ben wishing everybody all the best. Goodbye. Hoivar.